the 5 second wait. Okay, I'm starting. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Scott from Sierra Interactive. Super excited for today, as always. We've got some people logging on. We're going to give it a couple of minutes, as we always do, and then we'll get rolling. Question for the day. You guys can put it in the chat so you can so we know that you can hear us and the chat's working and everything. Question of the day is, what is your spirit animal? That's a good one. Mine's the otter for
Why
for
is
for
yours the
many
otter?
reasons,
Like
but
what makes it? Give me a one reason.
you know why? Because they're super fun and they really don't take anything very seriously.
Okay. Okay.
And ironically, my wife's is the otter too, and we came up with that separately. It wasn't like, hey, mine's the otter. Oh, mine's the otter too. No, it was like a completely separate thing. So we must be
Yeah, you're
doing
the
something
same.
right. Mine is something that hibernates all winter. JC, yours is something that hibernates all year. Okay, let's be clear about that. Why all the talk back? Mike, I'm not sure what you mean by talk back.
Are we
I don't know if
echoing?
you're hearing an echo or you want to clarify that echo. I don't know. Is anybody else out there hearing an echo?
I don't hear an echo on my side, but I don't
I
hear.
don't either, but let's make sure. As you guys are logging in, are you hearing an echo from me? No
Nope.
echo.
No
Nope.
echo.
Mike, it might be on your side. Maybe you want to log out and log back in because echoes are annoying. So we want to definitely get rid of that. Okay, as everybody's logging in, what is your spirit animal? Put it in the chat. Mine is the otter. Kira, do you have one?
I think a dolphin.
A dolphin. Okay.
Dolphin. Yeah, they just, enjoy the ocean up and down. They're just
Okay.
fun.
Good.
I like,
Good. We
I
can
think
we
that's
can go
it.
with dolphin.
Dolphins. Something about them are
Anybody else?
practicing.
Who doesn't love a dolphin? Can everybody hear me? Like, does the people just don't want to put in their spirit animal? A cat. Okay, we got one spirit animal there.
We're gonna need some engagement today, y'all. This is all about you today.
Yeah, you guys better buckle up because this is going to be fast and furious today, big time.
Make sure you have your
Uh,
notepads ready while you're thinking about your spirit animal.
yeah, yeah. We got a couple more people logging in, but you know what? I think we're going to get started because Kira always has a ton of stuff to cover, and I don't want to hold her back from you guys. So we're going to get rolling. Recording will always be sent out, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about asking it in the chat. And I'm excited today because I have one of my favorite people in general, and one of my favorite partners. But Kira, man, she at this point she really shouldn't need an introduction. Kira's with Visible Agent. She's one of our top partners and really one of the best in the industry at what they're doing. There's nobody that stays on top of this stuff more than her and her team, and I'm telling you, you will find that out. So, without further ado, Kira Flynn with Visible Agent. I'm going to let her take it away. I'm going to hop off and keep monitoring the chat. So, if you guys have questions, she talks and moves fast. So, you're going to want the recording and you're going to want to revisit it. But put your questions in the chat. We are going to be monitoring that, and I'm going to pop them up to Kira as I can. So, Kira, it's all you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm super excited to be here. If you've been on a webinar with me before, welcome back. You know what to expect. Have your notebook ready to go. If you've never been on a webinar with me before, welcome. I promise to give you as much information as possible, but I also want you to ask me questions. I will stop for any kind of chats we have on the side so that way you really walk away with something for you. Okay. And I will say this as well. I've been on several webinars with Sierra Interactive. Don't go back to my past stuff. All that information's expired. I'm going to give you fresh, new things that you could actually be taking or doing for your business right now. So before we get started though, I want to get this party a little bit warmed up. If I'm going to ask you guys a question, I want you to put it in the chat. If I spent 30 minutes in your area, if I spent 30 minutes in your market and I'm online searching, what do you want to come up for? How do you want to come up? What do you want people to know you by? If I'm searching in your area, let's say you live in Tampa, Florida, and I'm searching real estate, what do you want to come up for? Hit me up in the chat. I want to see it. All right, we got top real estate agent. Who wants to be known as top real estate agent? Who wants to be known for number one real estate agent? Who wants to be known for top listing agent? All right. Those are things we tend to go after, right? Go to realtor. Okay, I like that one. It's a little different. Go to realtor. Anybody want to be known as best real estate agent or number one? Okay. And these are things that a lot of us tend to gravitate towards, right? And here's the thing over our next 45, 50 minutes or so together, I'm going to be really honest with you, okay? This is going to be a little bit heartbreaking, might even be a little life shattering, but I promise at the end of it, if you take what I tell you and implement it, you're going to see your business shift. You're gonna see your business change. Okay. Here's the thing. We're just gonna fess up right now, y'all. We all messed up. Everyone on the line has messed up. I know you're secretly happy that I can't see you because when I tell you why we messed up, you're gonna be like, yes, you're right. Okay. Here's what we all messed up. All right. Everybody's equally as guilty for this, but here's what we're guilty for. We're guilty for being distracted by the noise. What do I mean by that? We can't get on social media right now and pass two scrolls and see somebody shouting out off the rooftops how they're going to make you number one on Google in 7 days or less, your money back guarantee, or how to utilize this one AI tool that's going to get you on every AI search platform out there. And you're like, you're taking it all like, yes, 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 right? So we're so distracted by the shiny object syndrome, which makes us jump from one platform to the next, to the next, to the next before you see if it's actually working for you. Right? We'll say, oh, our social media is down. My marketing manager is not doing it. I'm canning her, getting a new one. My website, it's not generating leads for me. Gonna can it. I'm gonna find a new one. By the way, time out on that part, because if y'all are using a Sierra Interactive website, you're on an amazing, powerful tool for your business. It's all about knowing how to utilize it. Okay. There's nothing in your business that set it and forget it. But I'm telling you, we work with many agents across the country. We work with many agents or brokerages as well across the country that use different websites. We see the ones that are most successful, quite honestly, is Sierra Interactive. All right. Try to take a shortcut with AI. This is also what we see a lot of guilt of. Okay. Thinking that it's going to make our lives easier, better. It can. You can be more efficient. Just know what tools you're utilizing, right? Like my favorite AI tool out there right now is something called Whisper Flow. It's something on my desktop, it's something on my phone. And why is it my favorite? Because there's a lot that goes in my head and I get to do my brain dump, and Whisper Flow organizes my thought. Doesn't change my thinking. It just organizes it for me, puts it in a professional tone for me, and I can send it off to my team if I need to after I reread it, of course. But it's one of my favorite AI apps out there. But that's what I mean. You got to really know what you're using and how you're using it. We're all guilty of running towards a ranking. We all want to be number one in our market, and I get that. But we're going to also unveil why we don't want to run towards a ranking anymore. I want you to start thinking. We're going to shift the narrative here a bit, okay, guys? When we're running towards a ranking, that is what we consider now a vanity metric. Why? Because being number one makes you personally feel good deep down inside. I searched myself, I come up number one. And on the other end, there's still crickets with the phone, and you're wondering why. Okay, so it's not necessarily about being number one. It's going to be about positioning yourself at the right place with the right people. I'm going to go further into that. All right. And lacking a digital marketing strategy. This is also what we're guilty of. All right. If I asked you, what are you doing next month for your digital marketing strategy? 10 out of 10 times, because I talk to you guys as real estate agents all day, every day. 10 out of 10 times, either people don't know or they're like, I'm writing some blog posts with no direction, right? You're running a business as a real estate agent. You need a marketing strategy in place, both digitally and in person, right? I used to sell real estate for many years, and I was selling with the team up in northern New Jersey. And every year in May and June, it was on the calendar, May and June, we would hire a college intern, and that college intern was driving up and down our farming neighborhoods in any home that had a high school or college graduation sign on their front lawn. They took a picture, they wrote their address, came back to the office, and we started hitting those homes with letters of why they might think about selling to start downsizing because, hey, their little son Joe is now a big Joe and he's graduating and you don't need a 4,000 square foot home anymore. In fact, do you know how much your home is worth? That was our strategy to pick up our summer inventory when historically up north summer was slow. Right. So what is it outside of making your calls, which you should be doing, leaning into your database? What else are you doing? And when it comes to digital marketing, it's so important. Okay. So Here's the thing, y'all. There we go. Being distracted by the noise. It is constant. And one of the biggest distractions out there right now is hearing people say SEO is dead and it's all about GEO, generative engine optimization. And I'm going to tell you that is a myth. That is false. SEO is not going away. Google is not dying. Google, in fact, is stronger than it's ever been. People are still utilizing it. And in fact, if you don't have your SEO set up correctly, your GEO, generative engine optimization for AI, is going to fail because it's pulling from not only your website, but any directories like your Zillow, your Homelight, etc. The list goes on. It's pulling from all of that. And if you're treating everything individually instead of a comprehensive marketing approach, you're gonna continue to feel the disconnects. Your business is going to be impacted. Okay, so SEO versus GEO, there's no battle. They're equally as important. It's why my team actually operates as search everywhere optimization. That's what we're doing here. We're searching everywhere optimization. There's different opportunities for you, and we want to make sure that you take advantage of that. Okay. I would take a second to reflect back and say, with AI, it is the most fascinating time right now. And you might feel flustered. You might feel like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up because every day I wake up, there's some new AI platform I need to catch up to. Or last year was ChatGPT, and this year everybody's talking about Claude, and what's next? Take a breather. There's so many great ones out there, but there's a lot of AI slop out there. And that's just me being brutally honest. But on the flip side, when I say it's exciting, this is just as exciting of the time when AOL came out and we had our dial up. I might be showing my age here, but we had our dial up and it was like this anticipation of connection to get our fingertips to the internet. And then came Yahoo and then came Google. But that felt more manageable because it felt spread out versus this AI that feels like we've got to go, 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 go. All right. So again, there's a lot of AI slop out there. Be cautious, be careful. I want to do a couple of warnings here. All right. Again, I talk to you guys all day, every day. Been doing this for years. Our sole focus is working with real estate agents and brokerages on their SEO and AI. Okay. No, I can't break too much language too soon for you guys. And here's what we see. We see real estate agents trying to chase this AI visibility, and you don't know what you're chasing. Okay. You're just like, I want to be on top. I want to be known. Be known for what? Be known to who? How do you want it to contribute to your business? What's the end goal? Okay. Publishing mass content. This hurts my soul. This hurts my soul when it comes to publishing mass content. I have heard and met with people that are like, I'm going to publish 10 posts a day, every day, 7 days a week, 70 posts a week, because somewhere along the line, somebody went to a conference or somebody saw it on social media that the more content you post, the better it is because Google's going to love it because you keep giving it content. Are you giving it content or are you giving it value? You don't need 10 posts a day. And here's why. Two reasons. One, when you go and post all these blog posts and you have a buyer or seller that's on your site, they're going to look at it and say, huh, they're a real estate agent? They're posting this much a day? Are they an author or are they selling real estate? Are they an expert in what they do or are they an expert in writing? Which one? Because writing 10 blog posts a day is a lot. Okay. And then I know some of you are probably like, I got one on her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I'm just not going to show the dates. You should be showing the dates and you should be showing the author, which should be your name or whatever the website is named, if it's a team name, because that's a part of your credibility. That's also a part of how intentional the content is and how valuable and how relatable, etc. So hiding the date and the author isn't helping you. Okay. Writing multiple mass content is hurting you. I'm going to give you something right now to do. Take your pen, take your paper, or literally write this down. If you want an actionable step right now, instead of focusing writing mass amount of content, step one is to go and check out. If you have Sierra Interactive website, go and check out the insights on the back end. Insights tell you stuff. It tells you some stories that you should probably follow and success, that things are working and how to, I'll say, do it again or do it better. Okay, go to your Google Search Console and see what is the best websites, best performing websites that you have. What are the worst performing websites that you have? Okay, When we're publishing mass content, you're going to hurt yourself. And I'm going to show you why in a second. But if you want to do something right now, it's to reevaluate your pages like your homepage, your About Us page, your community pages, because I can bet money that if you've had your site for a long time, you probably don't remember the last time you logged in to do a refresh. And some of those pages, like your homepage and About Us page, probably have old, outdated SEO tactics and strategies, which is feeling like dead weight, holding things down, holding things back. But you're like, hey, if I keep putting stuff on top of it, I'm going to build this mountain and you're going to trip on it. Your business is going to honestly not feel things that you wanted to feel if you had things set up right. If you want to be found online, if you want the activity, if you want the impressions, if you want the click-through rates, etc., stop publishing the mass content. Okay? Building automated assets. Again, I understand efficiency and effectiveness, but you've got to do it right. Keyword stuffing. This is another one that pains my soul because for some reason we think if we write Mary Jane hyphen best realtor in Dallas, Texas, we win. You don't. I'm telling you right now. If you've got 5,000 agents in your market and you're putting in Mary Jane hyphen best real estate agent in, Google and AI is like, yeah, right. Just because you wrote the word best agent in doesn't make you the best because guess what? There's 4,999 other agents doing the same exact thing. And how is Google and AI supposed to say you're the better one over anybody else? The keyword stuffing has to stop. It's not helping you. Okay. Here's what we do want to remember. Humans, yes, they're using ChatGPT. Yes, they're using Google. Yes, they're using Gemini AI, but they're still the ones deciding whether they should trust you, whether they should believe you, and whether they should buy from you. Okay. And I say buy from you because even if you're going on a listing presentation, it's a buy-in, right? They're still making that decision. Here's the truth about AI. It still requires human touch into your marketing. All right. And it cannot strategize for you. The amount of times I hear as well, agents are like, I asked ChatGPT what I should write and what I should do, and it gave me the output. If you are aiming to run a successful and profitable business, think about it. You're not going to get free advice that's going to give you the $1 million business. And I also want you to think about if you put in something in ChatGPT of how could I rank higher, don't you think your competitors are doing the same exact thing? It doesn't matter. ChatGPT is not going to say, well, I gave this information to the realtor Tim in Washington, so I'm not going to repeat this for somebody in Ohio. No, everyone's getting the same generic content. Okay. And it cannot execute for you. Human touch still required. AI knows the difference between what's written by them and what is written by human beings. Okay. The AI does not need to put themselves on a pedestal and say, look, this is my content. They don't need to, but they are going to give the brownie points, the extra loving to those that are actually writing their content with intention. Okay. The truth behind the AI fast track lane. Okay. We want the express lane. We want it done. We want results. We want success. We want it all done by tomorrow. Snap of our fingers. Poof, it's here because it feels like that's what our competitors are saying. Right? You hear from somebody, it's like, oh yeah, I get all these leads from my website. I get all these leads from social media. And you're like, what are they doing? Let me see it. Let me copy it. But you don't know the back end of the story. You don't know all the steps it took. You don't know all the parts and pieces that are a part of their marketing plan to give them the result that they got in. Okay? I get you want results quick. But in this world, it does most certainly take time, but it's all about compounding. So when you go from one shiny object to the next, you're going to wonder why you're always struggling. It's because you're not giving enough time for anything to compound. Too many AI generated blog posts or any kind of content will honestly cause you to crash and burn. And this is a true example. So if you're like, she don't know what she's talking about, I've got plenty of AI content and I am thriving, your number is going to be up soon. Because this is an example of Google Search Console. And this particular person was writing 7 blog posts per day, 7 days a week, random content, by the way. There was content about like landscaping. I'm like, do you even know the names of these flowers in your blog posts? They're like, what are you talking about? Like, not even paying attention. We're just going to publish stuff for the sake of publishing stuff. Don't do it. Look at this purple line. Forget the total number of impressions. I want you to look at this purple line. Look at how it is now flatlining. But they posted a lot of content. But here's the thing. AI and Google and any search engine platform out there doesn't like it. And what you're causing is no longer an AI visibility issue. You've got a brand management reputation issue because they no longer trust you. You wrote fake content practically. You didn't write content that was helpful, content that was useful, and content that was intentional. And to go a little bit above and beyond the content, it's not just publishing blog posts. It's not just publishing an about us page. There are multiple things that are happening behind the scenes. And some of those things are like schema coding, LLM.txt, making sure you have inbound and outbound links. There's a whole checklist to make sure your content is set up right onto your site. Okay. So you guys have any questions? Put them in the chat. I will stop, or JC or Scott will flag me because I actually turn off the question part on my side. But rankings versus reputation. Ranking is self-serving. I need everyone to start thinking about how to be self-giving. Okay. Again, ranking makes you feel good. Look at me. I'm number one. I'm going to tell you a fun fact. Okay. My family and I, we moved from New Jersey to Florida several years ago, and I was looking for the best, most well-decorated real estate agent who had experience with relocating families. And we had great conversations on the phone. My family and I had 2 little kids at the time. We drove 22 hours straight from New Jersey to Florida, and the agent showed us one home outside of our budget. And we're like, we just drove 22 hours, right? This is the most decorated, most well-decorated agent in the area. Like, what? And then even more so, I said, hey, we're so hungry. We just want to grab a bite to eat or kind of people watch. We've never been to this area. Like, where do you recommend we go? And her response was, oh, just look up Yelp restaurants near me. No value given. She not only lost our business, but we were honestly so turned off because to us, that was a representation of the neighborhood. We didn't even bother looking there anymore. Right? You are a representation of your neighborhood, of your community. So instead of thinking about how I could be number one, how I could be on the top, I need you to think about more how can you serve your community, especially in a digital format. Okay, being number one does not guarantee you more calls, does not equal more leads, and most certainly doesn't make you the best. Okay, but the best realtor in is also going to keep you guessing, and it's going to get you non-qualified leads. Because here's the thing, best realtor terms doesn't ban anybody. So if there's someone who's looking for a rental and you're like, I don't deal with rentals, and they're searching best realtor in, of course you're going to get that lead. That's what they searched for. So if we're thinking about this mass audience versus who you actually target, who you actually want to work with, it's going to make a difference. Okay. Truth behind AI and organic searches. All right. I'm telling you this right now. I am giving you the secret sauce right here. Okay, I shouldn't be, but I'm going to be. I promise you, if you take this and you run with it, again, you're going to see significant changes. Okay, again, secret sauce. I can bet money, no matter what webinar you go to, no matter what workshop, no matter what event you go to, no one is going to tell you the truth behind AI and organic searches. I'm very confident about that. I'm very confident. I feel like we should have like drum roll music because it's so good. So are you guys ready? I'm going to do like a live like pulse check here. Give me a 1 if you're ready. Like you're ready to know like what the secret sauce is. Hit me up in the chat, making sure you guys are with me. Either that or you're like really behind trying to like write notes because I go really fast. Awesome. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, here we go. Your secret sauce. This is what you need to know. Now I feel like there's like a womp womp because everyone's going to be like, this is it. Yes, this is it. Understanding consumer behavior, pain points, and activity. You guys are not just real estate agents. All right. You have specialty areas. A buyer isn't just a buyer. You have a first-time home buyer who may experience buyer's remorse, right? You have a seller who might be going through a divorce and the husband and wife, you feel like, am I a real estate agent or am I a mediator trying to get through this sale? They've got different pain points. They've got different reasons. Maybe there's a person who is a widow and the house is now just way too big. The 2 kids are out the house and they got to sell, but that's painful, right? Because they remember baby Mary taking their first steps. They remember, their kids graduating high school and they're walking away from those memories. But on the other end, we're like, hey, I'm the number 1 real estate agent. I could get you best bang for your buck for your home. And we've lost all sense of human connection and human touch. Okay, I'm going to give you some examples of this too, but understanding what drives people to want to buy and sell, let alone why they would even want to work with you. Okay, I want you to meet Carolyn Young. She's been one of our clients for many years, 2023. She, when we first started, was like a small to medium team. Now she's a mega team in Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, and the DC area. When we first started, I'm going to hold my scroll here. When we first started, it was actually messy. She was suspended Google business profile, local services was a mess. I mean, we had to go, we were battling it out for her. We got things up and going. We've expanded our services to support her. And now what she's looking to do is increase her visibility, increase the engagement that's happening on her website. Yes, she has a Sierra interactive website, okay? She wants to increase that engagement. She wants to strengthen her online authority, right? And maximize the online lead flow. Notice what the goals are on here and what it doesn't say. It doesn't say she wants to rank higher. Her goal is to become so impossible to ignore anywhere and everywhere there's searches that are happening and that they are trusting her. There's one thing to appear on the top. There's a whole other thing to appear on the top and be trustworthy. All right, so I'm going to share with you a little bit behind the scenes here. Again, if you're not familiar with Google Search Console, that's like a whole different topic for another day. So bear with me. Google Search Console, we went on the back end. This is from March of 2026 till end of May. This is showing you her activity on her website. 1.1 million impressions, y'all, on her website. This is not paid traffic. She's not doing pay-per-click ads on this. Okay, total clicks, over 20,000 clicks. But I want you to pay attention to what's most important. Average position. Y'all are like 8.6 average position. That means she's in the top 10 for thousands of keywords for hundreds of neighborhoods because she covers 4 states. 4 states. Okay, so if you're looking at this and you're like, okay, how do I know if I'm doing good or if I'm on track, et cetera? If you go in your Google Search Console and you see yourself in the average position of going from like 1 to 10, you're on track. You're solid. Average click-through rate, 1 to 3% is really good. Okay. Now on the back end of Sierra Interactive, right? So I love, this is y'all, the reporting tools on Sierra Interactive. Amazing. Amazing. We could track this level of activity. You can track what's actually working and converting in your business by logging into the back end of your Sierra website. You could drop it down by lead sources, right? So Google Organic in the last 6 months, we've helped generate over 447 leads. Not because we said she's the best, although she is. Not because she said top realtor, she closed over 500 deals, right? Not because we said that, but because we understood the different markets and what people needed, what people were looking for. SOI, 376 leads. And I get it. You guys are like, SOI, that's on her. She's nurturing her database. That's her. All right, let's talk about this really quickly. SOI, they are not contracted or obligated to use you. Just because they are in your sphere of influence does not mean you own them. They will continue to search and check out others around you. So now you're not only looking at brand management reputation, but you are looking at now as well, how are you going to manage your digital sphere of influence? Okay, think about that. Your digital sphere of influence. And I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, I just got into this business because I wanted to sell homes and not be super techie or an SEO expert. But I'm sharing this because this is valuable and most important information for you to know. I get you just want to sell homes. That's what that is what you did when you took your real estate license. And real estate school did not teach you these things. They just taught you the laws and the do's and don'ts when you carry that license. Okay. So, oops, my cursor here. There we go. Google Business Profile, we also cover for Carolyn. And so this is actually a 12-month screenshot. And again, she recently just joined back over to Sierra Interactive, so I don't have 12 months of data on that one. But Google Business Profile, check this out. Despite the fact that Google Business Profile visibility has decreased because you have Gemini AI overview up on top, we still managed to help increase the amount of calls coming in, 1,000% increase year over year, 649 calls coming in. Website clicks went up 1,800. Now, 649 calls coming through Google Business. We had 400 plus Google and SOI, and we've got all these impressions that are happening. It is working for her, okay? Or I should say we are working it for her. So let's go back to my example of your SOI is still searching. This is a true example, okay? Went on a listing appointment, multiple competitors. She walked out. They're like, we'll call you. We'll let you know. She gets a call that evening. They decide they're going to move forward with her. Her team's like, okay, great. What made you decide? right? They always want the feedback. And they're like, well, we double checked and verified with ChatGPT. And they're like, well, what did you ask ChatGPT out of curiosity? And they wrote, what do you know about the Carolyn Young team? Fun exercise. You guys should do this. What do you know about? And put your name in. See what it comes up with. See what it says. Okay. Here's a fascinating part about it. See the light dotted lines on the Carolyn Young team? And then on the right-hand side, all the dotted lines under all those farming neighborhoods. It's all linking back to her website because it's been updated. It's been optimized properly. We've got the schema coding set up. We're making sure it's indexed, all the checklist stuff. And then even where it says Samsung Properties, it's not going to Samsung Brokerage. It's going to her brokerage profile. So still going back to her because you want to prevent the potential of like, oh my gosh, if I lose that lead, right? If I go on to Zillow, which Zillow's linked in here and it happens, right? If I go on to Zillow and then I see a house on the right-hand side, I go to that house and then it's like a dark spiral hole, right? But we are doing our best to kind of capture as best as possible. But here's what is so fascinating about this search. On the right-hand side, it says, if I were evaluating them against other large teams, y'all, I'm telling you, ChatGPT is going to a place where they are comparing other agents for the consumer. And I'm going to show you another deeper example on that next. But here's the thing. It says, if I were evaluating them against other large teams, here's their strengths. It doesn't call out their weaknesses at all. This is their strengths. And at the bottom, it doesn't say to question their credibility. In fact, it says they're such a great team. Ask them who you're going to be working with. ChatGPT just helped them seal the deal. Is ChatGPT helping you seal the deal? Like I said, fun exercise on that. So you guys have some homework to do. You're gonna clean up some old content, give it a refresher, bring it back to life, and check out on ChatGPT. What do you know about me? If it starts talking about your weaknesses, if it starts talking about how it should interview other agents, red flag that there's a major work to be done. And this is not a one-time exercise, so I always recommend doing it periodically as well. Okay. Understanding the process. You guys know this process. I'm not explaining this process to you. This is your jam, right? But all I'm going to say is that as the buyer side, right, your ultimate goal is help them get their best bang for their buck. Seller side, you're like, hey, I'm going to get you top dollar for your home. Hope we get some bidding wars. And at the end of it, buyers or seller side, you get to the closing table. Everybody signs that dotted line. You give them the keys and you take a picture. Ta-da! Look at me, social media. I am the best real estate agent in because I helped Mary and Joe find their dream home. Call me today. A lot of you are like, I am so guilty of that kind of post. I don't do social media anymore, neither is my team, but I will give you some social media advice. Be social. Share the story. Share why they were selling their home. Share why they were buying their home. Okay, don't use the Canva templates just so it's because then you look like every other real estate agent. You're not every other real estate agent. You're not the average person. I promise you. Okay, online search. Let's understand the online search journey. You guys know the journey for home buyers. You know the journey for home sellers. When it comes to online, here's the thing. You want to get found when they are ready. That's what makes them intentional, not when they're interrupting. What do I mean by that? Stages 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. This is when they're not really ready. Okay, they're in their home for a few years. They're feeling settled. They're feeling comfortable. They start thinking about it, right? Oh, well, my son's going to be a senior in high school. Maybe we'll start thinking about selling the home next year and start downsizing so we can travel more. Like the thoughts are there, but they're not ready to make that next step just yet. But in this time, what's happening on your end is you're like, hey, down the street, they just sold. I'm going to create FOMO. I'm going to create all these postcards, send it to a 5-mile radius. And look at me. I helped them sell 12 days on the market, 50,000 over asking price. Aren't you curious to know what your home is worth? And some of them are like, no, not at all. I'm happy where I can be. And they're either tossing it in the garbage or they're collecting it. Or if you're like me and I'm a marketing geek, I actually hold them and I actually look at them and evaluate what they said. If I were to sell my home, who would I go with? It's been none of them because, again, they all sound and look alike. You got to make sure that you're standing out. But like I said, with postcards, you're interrupting their flow, right? Or you're like, hey, I see that they've been in their home for 10 years. I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to cold call them. And they're like, no, I'm nowhere near it. Click. And they hang up, right? But stage 4 and 5 is when there's a need. There's a necessity. They know what date. They have an end goal in sight. Those are where your Google and AI leads are. They're the ones calling you. They're the ones that are saying, hey, I'm flying in this weekend. Are you available? I've been looking at these 3 homes in these neighborhoods, but of course, I'd love your insight to it as well. Okay. Who doesn't want more of that? Right. Okay. Market behavior versus consumer behavior. We need to understand this. This is really important. Okay. Market behavior, and this is kind of content that you could be writing out on your blogs and putting out onto even social media, even your email marketing. Okay. Market behavior is also understanding, like I said, market trends. But here's the thing, this is where a lot of agents go wrong. You're like, okay, last 30 days on market was about 23. And all of a sudden somebody's like, I'm not ready to sell my house that quickly. They didn't realize average, some longer, some shorter. They read, oh my gosh, houses are selling 23 days in my market. Not ready. I'm going to pump the brakes, right? Or we're whipping out sales price to list price ratio. Not everybody talks in that language, and you're shoving stats down people's throats without explaining it. Share with them as to why, if the sales price to list price ratio is this, why is the right time to buy? Why is it the right time to sell? Okay, take a look at what your competitors are doing. Don't get FOMO. Don't think that they're outdoing you. Take a look at how they're saying things so that way you can make sure you're positioning yourself different. Real estate market as well. This is also really important, right? Oh my God, the market's going to crash and burn. It's not crashing and burning. Let's, maybe even approach it with, these are the myths that are happening in the real estate market today. You just showed value and you just showed some trust here. Okay. Mortgage and interest rates as well. Always a hot topic. Consumer behavior. It's okay to write content that you know the reason for their move. Okay. And timing of their move and the impacts of the move. Search has changed. Okay. We're no longer doing realtor near me. Google was short, quick, to the point. I go into ChatGPT, I go onto Microsoft Copilot, I go onto Gemini, and I'm going to write, this really sucks. My boss just told me we're moving from New York City to Albuquerque, New Mexico. I don't even know where that is on the map. And oh, by the way, I need to find good schools because my 3 kids are going to be pissed off at the fact that I'm pulling them from their schools. And I need an elementary school and a middle school that is top rated, and I need safe neighborhoods and communities. What do you got for me? Those are the kind of searches that are happening. They didn't even ask for a real estate agent. But if you're writing the content about 5 best neighborhoods in Albuquerque, New Mexico to raise a family, boom, you're becoming the solution to people's problems. 7 fun facts you didn't know about living in Albuquerque as well. Okay. Notice as well, I use some odd numbers in there. It's something that Google and AI is loving right now. Don't ask me the why behind it, okay? We're following the trends, and that is what's on trend and on point, all right? It's not about 6, 8, 10. Go with some odd numbers. 5, 7, 9, all right? That's what you're going to do moving forward. 5, 7, 9. Until next time, I'm on the next webinar, and I give you more updated advice. So, facts about today's search. This is fascinating, y'all. 52% of searches are unique. Think about that. 52% of the searches today are unique. What does that mean? It means that more half the searches are not duplicatable, or I should say not duplicated, not duplicatable. They're not duplicated. Because again, they're not just writing 3 or 4 words, they're writing paragraphs. But you can say that there is some common grounds on your, I'm going to say ICP, your ideal client profile. But that's what I'm saying. Going after number one what? Y'all went after number 1 best realtor with an assumption in your head that that's what everybody's searching. No, they're searching about who's going to help them. And there's many different ways now. Could feel overwhelming, but at the same time, great amount of opportunities out there, right? You want to close those loopholes in your business. Clicks and calls are universally down. You're like, all right, hold on. Why would you, I want to hear about clicks and calls are universally down. You do though, because again, there's so many ways to search now. We're finding that there's way more intentional leads that are coming through, right? Gemini AI is giving that overview. It's giving that quick answer, right? ChatGPT is saying, yes, this is the one to go through. And so one of our clients actually even shared that, yes, comparing this 6 months to last 6 months or last year's 6 months, kind of apples to apples, their calls are down, but their appointment rate is up. Their appointment rate has increased 15% compared to last year, January through June, or January end of May. That is the stat you want. That is the goal you want. Instead of saying, I'm not getting enough. No, what is the appointment rate? What is the conversion? Are you increasing as well the kind of consumers you're working with a higher average household price point? We have a client that was originally averaging out like $375,000 homes that he was closing, and now we're slightly over $500,000 mark. Increasing the kind of homes you're working with or the price point. Appointment rates are higher. We're making more money, right? But we also need to know how to track, and we also got to be rock star converters, y'all. All right. All right. We need a proactive strategy over a punch list of execution. This is so important. A lot of us at times we're so focused of like to do. No, what is that strategy? Really hone in on it, because here's the thing. The more generic you sound and with the less strategy you have, the easier it is for Claude or ChatGPT to replace you. We see this all the time. One day you're seen and the next day you're not. If you want consistency, you need to have that strategy in place. Brand recognition is critical for your search factors, okay? And being present in that AI mode overview is also a consideration for a major, major win. Okay, this is a quick comparison. It's a little bit cut off, but I did it on purpose because I wanted to screenshot it. On the left, all right, a similar search that I showed you of Carolyn's. What do you know about Jamie Terry? She's an agent out in League City. This is the exact screenshot, okay? And where it says, here's what stands out, it says exactly what stands out, right? This makes me confident, right? If I were to be interviewing or if I would be looking at this area, I would definitely put her on the interview list. But on the other side, I put, what do you know about Yvette Casanova, considering using her to list my home in Paramus, New Jersey? And it says, okay, like, yep, she's got years of experience. She's visible, but not in that area. That means because it's not optimized. Forget about how many transactions. That area on her website is not optimized. But on the bottom, see that? I can give you a short list of specific Bergen County agents I would personally interview alongside her. ChatGPT just said, oh, maybe let's go this way instead, and I'm going to give you that better list. Okay, if you're seeing that when you do this exercise, you got to make sure that you're making those changes. Check out what's going on the back end of your website, okay? All right, here's the thing, and some of you are going to love me, and some of you are going to hate me for this. Things that are out, rankings, ultimate guides, listicles, best of, and you write like best real estate team in Nashville, and then you write about your team. Doesn't work anymore. I'm telling you, because I was personally at an event where I spoke with the VP of Microsoft product development. They don't like it anymore, okay? What is new? What is in, right? Out versus in. Visibility, credibility is most important. Belief, brand trust, human validation. Reviews. Get more reviews. Not only on Zillow, but on Google, okay? And talking to your ICP, your ideal client profile, and most importantly, tracking and measuring your business. Okay. Suzanne Fulkerson, she also uses the Sierra Interactive website. She is in Abilene, Texas. Oh, I went backwards. Sorry, guys. She also runs a small team. She was ready to expand her online presence. She was rocking and rolling, but she's like, hey, I know there's way more to take advantage of. She wanted to leverage, when I say new companies in her market, it's because there's actually like a lot of corporate companies building, right? And she's like, I can leverage this because we're going to get hit with some massive reload. I believe even like Amazon was developing a building in her area. She wanted to maximize Sierra Interactive. She's like, I know it's a great tool, but I know that I can level up with everything that I can use it for. Can you help, especially with organic searches? And yes, we can, because as you can see, there's multiple areas here. All right, same thing here. Average position, 10.4. We got a lot of different neighborhoods that we're covering. Her average click-through rate, 1.1%. Like nearly perfect on there, okay? Google local service ads, generating 73 leads. Google organic, once again, shout out to Sierra with your reporting. 20 leads. Google business profile, 111. It is always going to work in various ways. Every vertical is not going to go on the same trajectory upwards at the same exact time. Okay. Consumer journey is also your marketing strategy. All right. We need to understand the difference between top of funnel, middle of funnel, and even the bottom of the funnel. If you guys haven't thought about this, take a screenshot because this is a very heavy, in-depth slide. I wanted to give you guys at least the overview, but this, quite frankly, will take me another hour or so to get through. So take a picture of this slide. Think about your top of funnel, your middle funnel. That bottom of the funnel is really important. They're ready to move forward. And now they're deciding who do I feel safest is the best hire. You want to understand that this is where they're booking their consultations with you, etc. So your strategy needs to have clear calls to action throughout. Okay. All right, Matt Templeton, he's another one of our clients. He's in Dallas, Texas. Now, Matt's been with us for about 18 months, okay? And he was doing good. Like, I remember meeting him and he was sharp, all right, with like all the Google things. He knew the power of it. He just wanted more visibility. He tried other vendors before and he's like, didn't work, right? I was like, well, we're not a vendor. We are actually a digital marketing firm. There's a difference right there, right? He was looking for a partner who could actually create a strategy, but most importantly, analyze the analytics, help connect the dots. What do these numbers mean? How does it deliver to my bottom line? And how does it most importantly give me an ROI? Okay. And here is his on the back end again. Google search overviews, the number of calls that are coming in. And this is over the course of, well, to the left is the last 12 months, and then to the right is the last 18 months. Because again, we've been together for about 18 months right now. So generating leads multiple ways. Okay. It's not all in one. And these are the kind of messages that he's getting through. Okay. He's getting, hey, I'm looking for 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I'm interested in buying a home near Dallas, right? They're hot and happening leads. Searches today are no longer about realtor near me, listing agent. It's being placed with comparable searches. So if you think in your head, well, if I write a listicle of why I'm the best, no, that's not what I mean at all. Okay. If you're positioning yourself right, ChatGPT is going to put you in the running, right? So if you look, I'm looking to move to Dallas due to a job transfer. We have 2 kids, so I'm okay, blah, 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 all these details. And at the right, a few established Dallas area groups that consistently come up for relocation and buyers are, and he was the first one recommended. All right. This is what they are doing. ChatGPT is like, hey, you're not the only one. There's other ones, but because they want to build their reputation, they want to give the best of the best. So that way people continue to come back for more with them. Okay. Stop calling yourself the best. Start showing up as the best. There is a difference. I know. I told you I was going to shatter some souls here today. But I know that all of you are the best of what you do. We just got to reposition how we're saying it and how we're approaching it. Okay. The future belongs to the marketers who optimize for being seen, being believed, and being chosen. Notice what I didn't do. I didn't give you things that are like, here's your checklist. Go to your Google business profile and post 5 new photos today. Okay, that's tactic. There's a difference between tactic and strategy. Okay, you don't want to just be like, oh, I got to write a blog post about selling in my market and we're hesitant and we're doubtful. No, know who you want to serve, get it right. You got this, but you got to know who you're talking to, right? Just like you don't want to feel like you're like every other real estate agent. Do you think buyers want to feel like they're just another buyer? Do you want buyers to feel like they're just another commission check? Because they could smell that across the room and they're like, peace out, I'm out of here. Because if you create that relationship for the long haul and treat people the way they should be treated and be compassionate and understand their reasons and understand their pain points and not get frustrated that you had to show them 35 houses before they found the right one. Y'all signed up for this. You know what you're in for, okay? Or the seller that wants to call you and say, at 42 days on market, like, I don't even understand this. 4 years ago, this house would have sold like overnight, right? And we're comparing COVID days to like non-COVID days, right? You got to know how to be able to, like I said, write that content that speaks to people, that moves people, because that will increase your trust. When people are on your site longer, Google's like, oh, they like this. AI's like, okay, they're there longer. That means there's something there. They're liking your content. I'm going to give you some love. I'm going to give some boost. All right. There's no shortcuts in this, y'all. All right. Most of the noise, honestly, won't get you where you want to go to. Trust me, I personally have been there before. But a team like ours, we most certainly help you build along the way. All right. So if you're like, hey, I don't even know where to get started, with my strategy? Like, what's my first steps? What are the opportunities in my neighborhood or in my market? What are the loopholes that I'm currently experiencing and I don't know how to fix them? You can scan to the left for a free audit. Now, I will tell you, it's Thursday, so I'm going to tell you that audits will be available by Monday, if not Tuesday, the latest of next week. Okay, it's going to give you a little bit of an overview, not a little bit, in-depth overview of, again, missing opportunities, digital landscape loopholes, and what you need to do next. So you can go ahead and scan that. But if you're like, hey, this was awesome, but overwhelming, and quite frankly, I don't want to sacrifice more hours trying to figure this out, because if I sacrifice more hours figuring this out, then I'm losing more business when I should be doing the income producing activities I personally should be doing as a realtor, like making my calls and loving on my database. I don't know if you guys still do door knocking, planning your community events, circling up with past clients, etc. And you're like, hey, I'm ready for somebody to take over. I'm willing to stay in my lane. Go ahead and schedule a call. All right. The 3 case studies I shared with y'all, I actually asked them, and I actually asked many other, a lot of our other agents. When I see months and even year and time goes by and there's no dip, right? Summer, it's slow. Nobody wants to sell. It's the holidays. Nobody wants to sell. What we're seeing a common ground with our clients is that it is consistent transactions day after day, year round. Why? And we asked them that. Why? And their response simply was, we stay in our lane. We let you and your team do your thing in your lane. And that to me was really powerful, because that means, again, they're doing their due diligence, their income producing activities to get the job done while partnering with us, allowing us to focus on SEO and AI for the sake of conversation, SEO and AI, and especially being able to plug into the Sierra Interactive site, right? Because we can do so much. We're creating FAQ widgets, we're rewriting your content, we're making sure everything is crawlable, all the things to help you excel. All right. So one way or the other, I'm happy to chat. Go ahead and scan whichever code works for you.
And if you guys don't think Kira and her team are worth the investment, I think you better look again, right? Like if you're thinking like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to do all this, right? Because it's a full-time job, because next week something's going to change and you're going to need to change it again. And Kira is on top of all this on a daily basis. And yes, it is an investment in your business. It is a digital marketing strategy investment. So if you don't make it now, you're eventually gonna have to make it sometime. So get ahead of the game for sure. Kira, I could barely keep up with that, to be quite honest with you. It was awesome. Any questions? I didn't see many questions in the chat, probably because Kira was going so fast and you guys were trying to keep up. I mean, she wasn't barely even breathing. But that was amazing. Thank you so much for supporting our client base and providing such valuable information every time.
I know we'll get the replay out, and maybe everybody needs to
Holy
play it at
cow. You
point
can,
5.
honestly, I speed everything up. This one I'm definitely slowing
Yeah.
down
Get
because
a
it was like
transcript.
fast, like I said in the beginning, fast and furious. So guys, take a picture of those QR codes, schedule time with Kira and her team to learn more and to figure out the best way to work with them, because it's only going to help your business, and it's going to separate you from the crowd, which is what we're all trying to do as real estate agents. So Kira, thank you again for being so just an awesome person and so fun to work with. And guys, thank you for showing up today, everybody. Really appreciate your time. We'll have this recording out in the next couple of days, definitely by next week. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Kira, thanks again, and we'll see everybody soon.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.